Hey gang, it's Tex. Just enjoyed a sunset here back at the Grand Canyon after doing a summit of Humphreys Peak, the highest peak in Arizona. Starting tomorrow, I have an exciting 3-day trek coming up in the canyon here, and that's going down to Clear Creek for the very first time. I'll be going down South Kaibab Trail, hitting Phantom Ranch just for a refill, and then heading out to the very end of Clear Creek Trail, which is 10 miles east from Phantom. And I'll be camping there. Night 2, I'll be making the trek back and staying at Bright Angel Campground by Phantom Ranch. And then on day 3, I'll be hiking out. Should be an exciting one. It's a trek that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. Obligatory mule shot. Look at him, being so sweet. Hey, rats. What you doing, buddy? Mom's gonna go hiking tomorrow. What are you gonna do? Just got to the trailhead and a whole van full of people just showed up, and now a bus is coming too. Hurry, we gotta beat them! Time check, 5:30. Sunrise is around 6:30. Let's get this show on the road. Well, we already made it to Cedar Ridge. We've got about 20 more minutes before sunrise. So we're just going to keep on trucking down the trail. Here's the canyon in the early morning light. Red and whites are looking particularly beautiful. Those are some bangs in action. You can hear the rapids down there. There's a big old natural cave in the red wall limestone where they have an old historic photo of the Apollo 11 astronauts taking a break while they were training to collect rock samples here at the Grand Canyon. Halfway to the bottom. Well, officially good morning. It is October 19th. Unusually warm for this time of year. We got a high front in the area. And down at the bottom of the canyon, the high is going to be 95. But we'll play it careful, we'll be safe and stay cool. I've got my sunbrella, I've got all my sun gear. I'm acclimated to this area. Now today is going to be a long hike of 17 miles. We're going clear down the South Kaibab and out to Clear Creek. Now that is not recommended for most people. They recommend that once you get down, about the 8 miles to Phantom Ranch, that you spend the night there at Bright Angel Campground, and then you go out to Clear Creek the next day. The only reason I'm doing the full push all the way out is because I live here, I'm acclimated. I've hiked down to the bottom of the canyon several times, and I know for me personally, at this point in my life, I have more gas in the tank once I get down there, and that would be a short day for me. So we're going all the way. That's going to be the focus today, and then we'll rest and have dinner, enjoy the evening, and then tomorrow we'll explore the area a little bit. We're coming up on tip-off here. Bathroom, shade structure. Here's your shade structure. And continuing on. Here's the trilobite tracks. Oh, and I think we have some familiar faces coming up. How was your rim to rim? I haven't gotten to talk to you yet.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really great. I loved coming down off my
Yeah. Cool. Hey, thanks, y'all too. Glad to see y'all.
Hey, Tex.
Hey, how's it going, Brady?
Where are you going today?
I'm going out to Clear Creek Camp.
Okay.
Alrighty. This is big panorama. Over here, you've got Cheops Pyramid, Isis or Twin Sisters, Buddha's Temple, Sumner's Butte, Brahma's Temple, and Zoroaster's Throne. There are the rest of the switchbacks. Last the descent, ending down by the tunnel and the bridge. They're flying helicopters all over the place in here lately. So they're gonna do a years-long project to redo the pipeline. There's the Chinook, the double-bladed helicopter to haul in the heavy stuff. All right, it's time for the tunnel. Ooh. It seems a lot taller when you're not on a mule. Whee! Upriver. And downriver. Across the creek is Bright Angel Campground. That's where we'll be staying tomorrow night. There's a nice creek down there. And we are coming upon Phantom Ranch here in a sec. And here it is, Phantom Ranch. Looks like we got some boat people here at the canteen. Good morning.
Good morning.
He's gonna be like, this is the ugliest place I've ever seen.
It pays to have friends who work down at Phantom. I got some pizza to go for dinner. It's gonna hit a little bit better than tuna will. All right, I had a nice break there at Phantom Ranch. Stuffed my face full of snacks. And now we are headed north of Phantom. Right now on the North Kaibab Trail, but we're gonna turn off soon. Here we are at the turnoff already. It's only about a quarter mile north of Phantom. That doesn't say anything about Clear Creek, but if you look to the right, there's a little trail. And there's your sign, Clear Creek. Let's go. This trail climbs pretty quickly. And you're gonna keep going up, up, up until you're onto the Tonto Plateau again. It's unmaintained, but it's decent. Once you climb high enough, you're at a spot called Phantom Overlook, where you can look down on all the buildings of Phantom Ranch. There's all the cabins and the canteen. And then just past Phantom Overlook is this really cool stone bench. Let's get to the other side so you can see a little better. This was put in by the Civilian Conservation Corp at the same time this trail was built, 1934, 1935. Nice little place to relax, huh? But check this out. If you go just past it, and right where you see what appears to be like a little doormat rock on the right, Oh, look, and another step directing you. Head out this way and walk around. And what do we have behind door number 1? A glorious view of the river. There are a ton of boats at Boat Beach. I have never seen that many at once. That is too funny. They're about to get slammed at the canteen, probably. Now that we come around the corner under Sumner's Butte here, you can see that the trail's just gonna keep climbing, not too steeply. And somewhere over there, it takes us up onto the Tonto, and then it's pretty much flat from there. Now that we're on relatively flat ground here, I can give you a little bit of history about the Clear Creek Trail. So as mentioned before, the Civilian Conservation Corp are the people who built it in 1934, 1935. Just found an interesting tidbit that I did not know. It was built as a mule trail. Isn't that cool? So if you hadn't had enough riding in your trip down, well, on your day off, you can ride out to Clear Creek. And it's 10 miles just out and back. So 10 miles out, you end at the creek, 10 miles back. It stopped being used for mules at World War II because the visitation at the Grand Canyon just plummeted at that time. But hikers still use it, and it's a popular destination in the spring because you can hike an extra 5 miles up creek and get to Chiava Falls, which runs every spring just from snowmelt until that snowmelt dries up. We are not going to be doing that today. All right, geology enthusiasts, time to get excited, because right here, between those two different types of rock, is the Great Unconformity. What is the Great Unconformity, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. So as the rocks were layering up, at one point it stopped and the rocks eroded, and it eroded away 1 billion years worth of rock history. And then it started layering up again. So right here, right there, we're missing 1 billion years. No big deal. This is a better spot actually, because you can see the distinct difference between the two rocks right there. Unconformity. Whoosh. It should be like a time warp or something. This is a nice view. You can see both the Silver Bridge and the Black Bridge. And the helicopter flying in more equipment. Here's the two cairns on the side of the trail. So this is where at-large camping is officially legal. That stretch we just did, you're not allowed to camp on. And now we're up on the Tonto Plateau, and pretty much, from my understanding, we just keep going. Another 8 miles or so. Wasn't sure where the trail went here, but it goes up this wash. When in doubt, look for cairns. Little stacked rocks. Usually they'll point the way. Just had a yummy cookie snack. And the chocolate chips are all melted. I guess it's hot enough for that. Looks like the trail is turning to the north a little bit. Gonna keep following it that way. Right over here we have what we call Snoopy on top of his doghouse there, head on the left, belly, feet on the right. And this is Angel's Gateway. They say back in the day, a plane would fly through there, back when planes were allowed in the canyon. All right, let's keep going. Looky here. What animal could that have been? Deer? Yeah, looks like maybe deer. Look, it's got little horn stumps. I don't know where the rest of it is. Well, we're still walking. We got a cairn there and a cairn back there, so I guess we're going across right here. Another sun-bleached backbone. This is what a dispersed tent site looks like. Every so often on the side of the trail, you'll just see a big open space. Now, if I were to bet, I would say right up there is where Chiava Falls is when it's running, which is only in the spring. Because you can, it almost looks like a waterfall right there, and it's the right side of the cliff. That part of the rock is kind of bleached, as if water was running over it. That's my bet. I read the camp is within Cottonwoods, and I sure hope that's it. I hear a creek. I see a trail, dog-legging down that way. Sure does look inviting right about now. That's the trail right there. That's it. I'm standing on it. A Grand Canyon pink rattlesnake. It's telling me, go away. You're bothering me. You're making me scared. Trails down here. All right, Snakey. Thanks for the warning. We'll leave you be now. Bye. All right, finally made it to a dry creek bed. And we're following some cairns down it. If I remember correctly, I read that the camp is down here, not too far. All right, we found the toilet. It's got a little privacy. So camp's gotta be just around the bend. Made it. Here's a couple of campsites. And the good news is we got maybe 15 minutes before that sun goes down. There's a couple more campsites. First things first. It's been a long, hot hike. We're doing some recovery. Next on the agenda, dinner. Let's see how this pizza turned out. Oh yeah, looks delicious. Camp is set up. Cowboy camping under the stars again tonight. Now that's all that's left to do is dinner part 2 and a little relaxing. I was going to adventure around the area and then hike back to Phantom Ranch, the 10 miles on the Clear Creek Trail tomorrow afternoon, but doing that today, I knew it was going to be hot. It would be much more pleasant if I were to get an early start and get over there early. I don't know, we'll just see what I feel like doing tomorrow. But y'all have a good night and we'll see you in the morning. Sun's up. Unfortunately, we didn't catch sunrise since we're in the side canyon. All packed up. Since I was so tired and did a lot of nothing yesterday, I think we'll do a little bit of sightseeing around this area this morning. Let's see what we see. A couple more campsites down creek a little ways. Going down creek. It's a real faint trail. I think this is the trail that takes you all the way down to the river. If I remember correctly, it was 6 miles down to the river. And we just are not going to be able to get down there today, so I'm not going to go too much further on this, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. One thing that I didn't pick up on yesterday that would be helpful to you if you're coming here is the easier trail to get to the campsites goes right through the toilet. That's one I hadn't seen before. That's where you come in, and that's where the trail continues, right along the Hakatai Shale slope. Well, good morning officially today. I waited until it was light to get up for the first time in, gosh, I don't know how long, because I knew I wanted to explore a little bit if I was feeling up to it. And there's no use exploring if it's dark and you can't see what's going on around you. But even this morning, every bone in my body is saying, get up, get underway, get some miles in. Well, I actually enjoy doing that early in the morning, getting some miles in while it's cool before the sun gets very high, getting the day underway. But it's a different approach this morning, and I'm trying to tell that other half of myself, be quiet. I'm trying to embrace this lollygagging. I think this trail goes up this hill. But I think we're still gonna get onto the Tonto a couple hours earlier than we did yesterday, so it'll still be warm, but maybe not quite as bad as yesterday. Fingers crossed. Went up the dry creek bed just a very short ways. I'm following a game trail right now. Just gonna go see what's up there, but you know what? That sun already came up. By the way, that's the back of Brahma's temple. Isn't it beautiful? Sun's already up. It's hard going here. I don't even have a destination. I'm just sightseeing. So you know what? We're gonna turn around. We're gonna get on the trail, Clear Creek, that leads on back to Phantom. This morning we got that long climb up this Hakatai Shale slope until we're back up on the Tonto up there. You can see my campsite right there, that open little circle with no trees over it. That's just about the only site with no trees. I like to have a clear view of the sky above me. So that's the campsite right there. Woo. Alrighty, let's keep plugging away. I'm learning from yesterday's mistakes. I'm eating my cookie early before the chocolate totally melts. I love the Tonto. Isn't it beautiful? There's a forecast of some smoke last night and this morning. They're doing some prescribed burns in the area. And I smelled smoke a little bit last night, but I'm glad it didn't really sink into the canyon like it can sometimes. Certain parts of this trail just have fossils all over. It's incredible. I tell you what, these umbrellas are a game changer. Whether you just have a rain umbrella for places where it rains a ton like the Appalachian Mountains, keeping the upper half of your body dry, game changer. If you're in a place where it's so hot and sunny, a sunbrella like this with a reflective top, game changer. You can use a hat and a hood to keep a lot of the sun off your face. Problem with that is you're retaining a lot of heat, whereas if you're using an umbrella like this, you got all that sweat evaporating off your neck and your head, and you catch some cool breezes as well. Feels cooler. It's like you're carrying around your own little shade cloud. Love it. These umbrellas are my favorite parts of my kit. Highly recommend. First glimpse of the river this morning. That's Desmarais Point. In the background, Zoroaster's Throne, Bradley Point. That's Sumner's Butte. Once we get around Sumner's Butte, it's the home stretch. From right here, you can see a little bit of the South Kaibab Trail. Right there. That's tip off over here. And that's a long stretch that goes on up. Around that corner is the Red and the Whites and Skeleton Point. And eventually the trail goes around O'Neill's Butte there. And up in that direction is Yaqui Point, the top of the trailhead. So that's our exit route tomorrow. Just came down that wash. This is a trail right there. Look at this incredible bloom this agave had. Huge. I love when the washes are just solid rock. Looks so neat. Once you get to this big jumble of rocks, take a break. This is the best spot. Look at all that shade. Oh my goodness. I think I see another hiker out there. Tiny little white dot. I haven't seen another person since midday yesterday. This is interesting. Look how fine this stuff is. This is Bright Angel Shale. Looks like, reminds me of fish flakes that I used to feed my fish. Another cool slick rock wash. There's a wonderful breeze today. Makes it feel so much less hot than yesterday's hike. Just past the cairns that mark the at-large camping start of it. And there's already the descent down there. Wow. So we only have 2 more miles and about 1 more hour left. Amazing. We're back to our views of the river. Ooh, that beach and that water is looking real appealing right now. Another pink rattlesnake. It rattled at me briefly as I walked by. We got to see 2 Grand Canyon pink rattlesnakes. What a lucky hike. Here we are back at the CCC Stone Bench and Phantom Overlook. I'm almost there. Save some lemonade for me. And finished up with the Clear Creek Trail. Woo! Woohoo! Made it to Phantom. Campsite is claimed. Now, it's time for a little reward. That creek right there. I feel like $1,000,000 after that dunk. The rangers say one of the best things you can do for hiking in the heat here in the canyon is submerge yourself for 1 full minute. Cool down all those organs. I just came right back to life. Now I think I'm gonna go on down to the canteen, have some snacks. Mule Corral. Unfortunately, my cute coworkers are not here today. That's why I'm getting to hike though. They canceled our mule rides down to Phantom Ranch for a week because of all the helicopters that were flying in all the equipment so they can get the waterline project underway. And so I just took that opportunity to get some extra hikes in. Snack time. Melted protein bar. All right, I confess, I cheated. We have a bunkhouse here, has all my toiletries, and no one's using it since our rides are canceled. So I took a shower. I am the cleanest hiker. I feel like I'm fresh from a hostel, and I'm not sorry. And I'm gonna cheat again because I'm gonna go to the back of house canteen for dinner and have Indian food, homemade by Tara herself. It's gonna taste a lot better than tuna. Look how festive it is. The campsites are all filled up. Since I've got a couple of hours until dinner and not much to do, how about we go walk over the Silver Bridge and check it out? Well, had dinner. It was absolutely delicious. It's dark out now, so just heading back to the campsite. Gonna go right to bed and tomorrow morning get an alpine start. Gonna get started at 4 a.m., probably hike in the dark for about 2 hours. But I want to get up to the top before it gets too hot tomorrow, and I like to go to El Tovar for brunch for a celebratory hurrah after all my hikes when I get up top. So, see y'all in the morning. Have a good night. Can see some headlamps there. There are an awful lot of hikers coming down this morning, doing their rim to rims. I've got to get all the way up there. These are the red and the whites. I'm at the bottom. Here we go. Woo. Made it to the top, back at the cave. I counted. There's 16 switchbacks. Whew. And we made it to the top before sunrise. Well, listen, the top of the red and whites. We're nowhere near the top. Good morning.
Come on.
I wouldn't be surprised if 100 trail runners had passed me this morning. They are all over the place like little ants. And here comes the scenic Skeleton Point. Good morning.
All right.
Beautiful time of day. Well, I see the sun's come up. There it is. Not much better place to catch sunrise than Mormon Flats. This trail, it said, was built by the Mormons in 1925, and that they used to come up to this area, the Mormon Flats, to have their sunrise service. Pretty good spot for it. Here's an example. Just trains and trains of them coming. It's incredible. October 21st. Up next, we got to cruise around the left side of O'Neill's Butte. Looks like a big turtle with the head on the right, doesn't it? The ancient one from Neverending Story. I have 2 seconds before the next series of hikers come. Good morning. I have less than 3 miles to the top, and the sun just came up. This is why I like to start early. Good morning. They just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Good morning. Made it to Cedar Ridge. You know what that means. 1.5 miles to go. Towards the top of your second switchback coming up from Cedar Ridge, if you're hiking up, look for this stone because look, there's reptile tracks. These are lizard tracks, older than dinosaurs. You can see little toes on some of them.
The little squirrel up here is running around.
Uh-oh. Windy Ridge. On a windy day, wind just whips right through here. And you've got drop-offs on both sides. Ah, that's I too. I love this view of all the switchbacks down there. Made it to Ooh-Ah Point. Ooh.
Oh my god, I have to keep telling you that.
It is a lovely morning. New fancy stairs the NPS put in. Check this out. Every time I have people hiking with me, I forget to point this out, but look, this is very large fossilized seaweed. Isn't that cool? Because this used to be an ocean bed at that time. Neat. Here's another. Here's some seafloor ripples for you. You know, it feels funny saying that of all 3 days hiking, that hiking out of the canyon felt the easiest. But I started at the right time of day, and it was the shortest day. So there you have it. And lastly, here is the chimney. The exit route. A lot of switchbacks blasted out of the rock, going all the way up to the top. The grand finale. Well, we're on the 8th switchback. One more to go, but I love that view. Look at all those people. Wow. If it isn't a man in his beach chair.
Howdy.
Chair? Okay.
Have a seat, won't you?
Oh, what a lovely view you have.
Exactly.
You didn't go anywhere. Woo! Made it. Made it back to the trailhead. And just like that, another Grand Canyon adventure done. Check it off the bucket list. And now for a celebratory breakfast. Brunch at El Tobar. This is how we finish a hike. Round 2. Stuffed French toast.